Well, this is where my two jobs dovetail so nicely, because if I'm on the NewsHour and I'm interviewing a cabinet member, or I am doing a story about Gaddafi's murder, or I am doing something about the week's big debate, that's always going to, all of that's going to inform my understanding about what we should be talking about at the end of the week. Not only what we should be talking about, but who we should be talking to. We have a stable of about a couple dozen reporters, and we keep track of what they're writing. We put it on our website so people can see what our reporters are doing. But we also use that as a way of saying who wrote the smartest story this week, the most interesting take, the different way of looking at the facts that we can reflect on Friday night. If something happens on Monday, by Friday, I don't want us just to be rechewing what happened Monday. I want someone who's going to say, yeah, but here is what it really meant. And not just recite poll numbers, but explain why it matters that these poll numbers are doing one thing or another. And so by Thursday, I sit down with my staff and we start to toss ideas around. How about this person? How about that person? And it's often in the end a combination of who's available, who's in town, not on assignment, not leaving town for a wedding or a bar mitzvah, someone who's going to be here, someone who brings, who wrote an interesting take, an interesting approach to it. And often we have way too many good people to choose from because we have cultivated this crew of really smart people.
Now, do you talk with them at all before?
I talk to them on Fridays. We tell them on Thursdays when we ask them to be on the program kind of what we want them to talk about. And then by Friday, I make a point of talking to each panelist so I know what it is they want to talk about. And so that's my job then. I take moderation, being that the moderator always knows what everybody has to say. And so my job is to guide you to get that out and then to turn it into an integrated conversation. And so I talk to them with that in mind. But I don't tell them what to say. And more importantly, I don't let them talk to each other about what they're going to say. Just because I want the conversation to be more engaging than rote. When we sit down on Friday nights at the table just before we go on the air, a panelist can say, please ask me about X, because they know in their heads they have a point they want to make. But I don't let them answer the question beforehand, because then the worst thing that can happen is that someone can say, well, as we were saying before, well, that's a sign that we talked it all out before, and it almost always is more boring that way.